Now, or Truth, could he be a future WWE champion? Now, when this guy debuted, I had already sort of seen him in TNA, and he had been in the ring with Pac-Man Jones, I think. That angle didn't really get over with me. I mean, I'd never heard of Pac-Man Jones, but yeah, he came in with a new steam to WWE with these very well filmed vignettes, and of course the theme tune. I mean, it was over with me for 2 or 3 weeks, but then it got a bit much. Now, I've never been particularly high on Or Truth, but I will say that he does sometimes make me mark. I mean, some of those acrobatic maneuvers and things like that, they really do, they make a match something, but can he do anything else than that? But like I say, now he has that US belt and he's defeated Jericho. Where's he going to go from here?
Hopefully not into the main event. I always see him as a mid-carder. I never really thought of him as anything more than that, to be honest with you. I don't know if he can deliver up with the big boys. I'd probably not really watch much of his stuff if he did. Nothing really against the guy, but at the same time, I would prefer probably to watch Pay and Try than watch him main event a pay-per-view.
Yeah, this is it. I mean, I think a couple of months or few pay-per-views ago, we started seeing more of Or Truth, and like a lot of guys, when they initially come in, they get the push and the D-push, and I felt like he had a bit of a D-push, and I thought maybe that just like a Swagger, who initially had that build and then kind of got knocked down, and Dolph Ziggler, of course, is another one, but I mean, Swagger recovered, and so now I think is Or Truth.
Yeah, I'm kind of upset about Ziggler getting the D-push. I want him up there. I like Dolph Ziggler. I like his stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he was the next Kurt Hennig.
Yeah, I think we both did. Yeah, we both thought he was the next Kurt Hennig, but unfortunately not. Unless they call him Dolph McGillicuddy, that might work.
McGillicuddy, I mean, this was something that I'm sure you've read on the dirt sheets this week, but Joe Hennig is coming into the territory now as Michael McGillicuddy. That's his name going forward. Bit of a disgrace, but what can we say? I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's absolutely horrendous, and you would just wonder why you bury a guy with a name like that from the start. But then again, I suppose it's classic WWE. And you just wonder why, if it's some sort of shoot on their behalf. It's kind of comes back to looking at the Wikipedia and Virgil and that whole. Did you know that story about they called Virgil after Dustin Runnels or Dusty Rhodes, which his real name is Virgil Runnels, and then when they went to WCW, they called him Vincent as their in turn shoot back at WWF at the time. But interesting stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the Or Truth and Virgil were both in that pay-per-view match there with Ted DiBiase, and we're definitely going to talk about Virgil later. I mean, Virgil and Bret Hart in the ring this week, eyeball to eyeball, and I think both guys got a kick out of that.
Yeah, I'm sure the memories came flooding back for both, and whole Ted Jr. doing his thing. I'm getting a cold feet with this Ted now, I have to say, but we'll go into that in a bit.
Indeed, what I thought about Or Truth, I think he is being booked to work a little bit. We mentioned how Jericho is a guy who can probably lead the way backstage. Maybe he's got a bit of influence in a match like that. Perhaps being a veteran, the bookers or the powers that be, maybe they listen to him a bit more. And if that is the case, then he probably has an opportunity, if he likes Or Truth, if he thinks he's worth working with, and I'm sure maybe even Jericho has some say in who he in fact gets in the ring with.
Yeah, he's probably backstage saying, hey, I can do this for Or Truth. That's okay with me. I like this guy. Maybe they're friends outside the ring. Who knows? But doing the job, good stuff out of Jericho as always.
That's right, and I hadn't even thought about it like that. I mean, Jericho doesn't have a problem with doing jobs. A lot of times it seems like he's willing to do that. We know these guys are on contract and they're told, well, you got to do it, but I think there's got to be some of that old school left where a guy says, no, I'm just not going to do that.
Yeah, typical Shawn Michaels situation for many years. But Jericho, I think, is a lot nicer than Michaels ever was, I'd say, and he's doing the job. So good stuff again.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, just the beginning of the Wrestling Week programming on Raw was that Chris Jericho R-Truth match, and indeed plenty to discuss with those two guys. I mean, both guys getting some TV time and push. I mean, I'd never expect Jericho to be off TV, but glad to see that at least R-Truth, he's on Raw, and they're doing something with him.